Okay, it's recording. Cute.
Hi! Welcome to an Irrelevant Discussion, a brand new web series with your two hosts from the brand new House of Irrelevance. I am one of your main hosts, the voice of your inner child telling you that you should give up your dreams and join the circus. SooFae, SooFierce.
And I'm giving up lace front wigs for Lent, Juana. And this is an Irrelevant Discussion, Drag Race edition. Ooh.
Ah.
Ooh.
So, right out the bat, opening season 10. Who thought we'd ever get this far and still have to tell the tale?
Who thought we'd ever get through the Hunger Games that was All Stars 3?
I know, right? How old were you when the first episode of season 1 of Drag Race aired?
I was 12.
You were 12, I was 11, but that is 100 in SooFae aging years, so I was there in the audience for most of it. Who of the entrance looks were you most excited to see?
Well, the entrance looks I was most excited to see were based from seeing the teaser. Definitely I was very excited to see Monique Hart. Very excited to see what Miss Cracker would pull out, what Aquaria would pull out. And I wasn't really disappointed with any of them.
Really? I kind of, Monique Hart in particular, when she walked in with, I don't want to call it voguing, maybe vaguing. She was kind of like swatting the flies away as she walked through the workroom. It was just like, I loved her outfit though.
I actually really liked Aquaria's look.
I love the hair and I love the makeup, and that's kind of what I've come to expect from Aquaria, but I don't know if it's just not seeing her in like an Instagram 2x4 frame that I looked at her outfit and just went, something's up.
Yeah.
Like, during the mini challenge when she took it off, I was kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, like that's hot.
That is hot. Speaking of the mini challenge was like a mini runway with the past Drag Race girls. How do you feel about that?
That looked terrifying, like I would have shit myself on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Like, the only thing I could imagine it is if you had the new America's Next Top Model contestants and the old ones were just sitting there, most of them are on heroin, and then they're just like, yes! Work!
It seemed really scary, but when it came down to it, I was like, this is kind of a shit mini challenge because everybody was doing the same thing. Everybody was either death dropping or crab walk. No, not. It's not crab walking, is it? Crab walking's where you that's
just hello, my name's Sebastian. I'm here for Drag Race season 10. When you're looking for fish and but you get crab. It kinda, for me though, it kinda separated out who was the dancers and who was the I'm gonna flail my limbs and see what works.
Yeah. I know, and I was quite surprised, I thought Aquaria would pull out more moves. I feel like there's this really high standard on Aquaria.
I know, and I kind of as I was watching the episode, I was kind of judging her a lot harsher than the other girls. Well, I was also judging Mayhem to probably the same level as I was judging Aquaria, but I was Mayhem hit all the notes for me. She did a cartwheel in a gown,
Oh yeah, that was incredible. I can't dance, period, but in a gown. Jesus. She's magic.
I can't even win a pageant in a gown, so to be able to do a cartwheel, that's something extra. I was so grateful we had a sewing challenge right off the bat, because that was they're my favorite challenges on Drag Race, because it kind of shows who had a creative eye and who has picked up all the tools of the trade rather than just picked up to for instance, you can be really great at makeup but can't dance, or you can be really great at dancing but not know anything about a costume. That's kind of why I love this. It kind of tests that one that a lot of newer people don't actually have, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like that.
I know, I thought it was a good challenge to start off with, but it's just I really hate drag on a dime challenges.
Really?
I really do. It's just because they walk out on the runway and I'm like expecting, you know, maybe to be gagged, and then I'm like, oh, that does look like shit. But it's like, but you appreciate the art. It's not like, whenever I watch Drag Race, I'm always thinking like, oh, that's something I could potentially pull off or wear.
Yeah,
With that,
I kind of feel you there. I kind of understand that you kind of look to Drag Race to be the pinnacle of what's the best out of all. And then when it's challenges like Drag on a Dime, you don't quite get that, because you get the general ideas everyone has in their creative eye, but you don't get their, oh wow, I want to wear that. Just before we get onto the runway, can I just say something that I'm glad did not come up? The sentence, I don't know how to sew. I was so grateful that did not come up. Like, finally we have a season of girls who all vaguely know how to sew, although their like talents are varied along the spectrum of knowledge and whatever I imagine the other opposite is, stupidity. I forgot the word stupidity there. Right, before everyone hits the main stage, there's a little bit of drama that kind of started at the start of the episode and kind of like not reached its climax, because reached its climax in Untucked, but there was this little bit of Aquaria and Miss Cracker and the makeup they both wear.
that's a reach.
That's a reach, and I've thought that like maybe that might have been Aquaria being a little bit insecure.
I think that's definitely a thing. If you are confident in your makeup and confident in your craft, yeah, it's going to be annoying when people do the same thing as you, but it's like if you're secure enough, it shouldn't really bother you.
Maybe it was a little bit of insecurity showing up, because it's like makeup is the thing that she's like excels in and is amazing in. And maybe seeing someone doing something similar and at the same level of art is a little bit intimidating.
What were your favourite looks from the Maxi Challenge runway?
Probably one of my favourites was Moni Carr.
Yes, I loved that.
That card outfit was just, it was the wig as well, and I was just like, when she walked in, I was kind of like, I think I'm gonna find you really, really annoying, but I know you're gonna be good at something. And then seeing the way she did that, I was just like, that's what you're good at.
Yeah.
And I can respect that. Like, it was kind of like, I just fell in love with the skirt, like the ruffles around the skirt that was made out of the card, and then the collar. I wasn't too set on the top bit, but then I saw that wig that was made out of the plastic as well, and it was just like, that's taking it above and beyond. Like,
the one thing I was thinking of when she walked down that runway, I was like, I would love to play Ring of Fire with her.
Who do you think did the worst on the runway?
Calorie Kardashian Williams.
Really? You thought Calorie was the worst? Why do you think Calorie was the worst?
Because of the same thing the judges said. We've seen that money dress a gazillion times, and it was just that there was no variation in the colouring. It didn't, even if she just worn like a blonde or a white wig with it, it would have been so much better rather than that stark contrast with the black.
I think the worst, in my opinion, was Vanessa Mateo.
Oh no, I really liked that look. I loved the, like, yes, it did make her look really round and everything, but I loved that colour scheme. I love a good colour scheme. I love colour scheme, and that colour scheme to me is like all the pinks, and it was just vibrant, and her makeup was beautiful.
I thought her makeup was very beautiful, and I liked the wig. However, when you look at it, it's kind of like, that is not the next season of Blossom. That is if somebody was in a child's bath and took the Barbie doll and the loofah and had a baby with it, inseminated, and then just put on like this weird shroud pink thing on top of it. That was the outfit, and it was kind of just like, it looks kind of like a blob. And it's just a blob. Like, she, like when she walked in and she had that great figure as well. That's what got me, because she had a great figure when she walked in, and then when she walked on the stage with that, she She kind of looked like one of those jazzercise armbands from the 80s.
I'm Vanessa and I wear armbands.
Yeah!
I'm Vanessa and I can't swim.
Exactly. I'm Vanessa and I can't survive one episode of Drag Race.
Do you know, actually I thought with that outfit, because it was so like round and almost square, I thought. Like she looked like she could be planted in George Square.
I didn't think Yoo-Hoo can necessarily deserve to be in the top, not because her thing was bad, but it was kind of just
Wait, who?
Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, Yuha.
Yoo-ha! That's what it is, fuck.
I was like, Yoo-Hoo, I was like, isn't that a glue stick?
I was almost sure that's a yogurt, but then I remembered, yeah, it's Yakult and...
Or Yazoo.
Yazoo, exactly.
Yazoo Hamazaki.
So Mayhem were our ones, and we got our bottom two.
Yes.
Carbology. Carbdashian. Oh my god, I cannot say her name. Calorie Carbdashian and Vanessa Mateo.
Bam!
Bam!
That lip sync was rough, I thought, actually. For a lip sync to that song, I thought it was going to be a lot more. Like, I thought there'd be a lot more movements.
I thought like there would be like an interpretation of the song. It was kind of just like two queens lip syncing to words.
The thing is, that's what I felt. I could see that Vanessa had done that thing where she literally just broke.
The second she turned around and like the song started, I was just like, oh.
I was like, She
turned around and it was like a deer in headlights, and it was just like, oh god.
Yeah. And like I could see that RuPaul could see that as well.
Like the lip sync ends and the lip sync ends and
Ben de la Creme sends yourself home.
So Kit Kat Williams and Vanessa Mateo, Kit Kat stays.
Yes.
Which I think is agreed. And then Vanessa goes home.
I felt so bad for her because that was a very real reaction to going home first.
I kind of feel like that is the position no one wants. Nobody wants to be the queen who goes home first.
No, and it's like, it's one of those things, I think it's such an unfair position because you've got on Drag Race in the first place.
You bet out all these people to be on it, you arrive, you prepare this much stuff, and then you just go home.
And then everybody then thinks you're shit. Which is such an unfair thing because you can be great at Drag Race and be sort of shit in real life, or you can be great in real life and do shit on Drag Race. And that brings us to the end of the episode. I felt like it was a strong opening episode. I did prefer the season 9 opener, the season 8 opener, and the season 7 one, but...
I agree. I felt like this could have benefited from the season 9 treatment of nobody goes home first, and then we wouldn't have that awkward moment, but...
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not the openings you have, it's the openings you get.
That's so beautiful. I'm gonna put that in a wood block on the kitchen. Anyway, so join us next week for our review of episode 2, where we will be discussing dancing, drugs, rock and roll, all the things that your dad told you would make you gay.
And guess what?
They did.
Bye, see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.